Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
We're talking this morning about being authentic.
Being authentic
you.
is so important because it gives you a sense of control.
Yes.
And if you're trying to be something that you're not,
Yes.
and you feel phony, it's not going to work. You're going to feel out of control. You're going to feel anxiety. Bad things are going to happen.
Preach, David.
I just don't know why we went on this rant all of a sudden. It's Monday, everybody.
These are the normal conversations of life that you have with your friends.
It's
That's
true.
what we're having today.
Yeah. It's also April 12th.
I know, this is so neat.
So it's 4-1-2 Day, if you think about it, and that is a day to celebrate Pittsburgh, our original area code.
So shop local, get out there, support your city, take selfies in the city, go explore, check it out.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Do something on social media.
Yeah.
Say, I'm proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Berg proud. I always use that one.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, let's talk about the weekend because we hope you had a great weekend, and you have quite a few pictures here.
Well, let me just say that I started something. It wasn't meant to be a problem, but I had to run an errand, so I promised Sunny, hey, if you come with me, I'll take you out to lunch, just me and you. And she goes,
mac and cheese?
Can we go to Panera? And I said, yeah, the kids love the Panera mac and cheese. Which, by the way,
I love all mac and cheese.
The calorie count on that thing, but she's a kid, so have at it.
Look how happy she is.
Yeah, because she got her milk.
So this was time with just you and Sunny.
Just the two of us. Frankie was at home with Rocco, Lila was at school, but I said, Sonny, now when Lila gets home from school, like maybe we shouldn't brag about this because we don't want to upset Lila.
Right.
Because Lila often says, I miss when it was just me, you, and Daddy. But she doesn't even remember it. She was she has no recollection.
Really? So what do you think that is? Do you think that's just her trying to get some extra time and using guilt on you a little bit?
Yeah. So, next picture.
Lila's a smart cookie.
We got another lunch date. This one with me and Lila.
Okay.
At Panera, we needed to even the playing field.
So you went, okay.
So
and
we
did you also
Panera.
take Rocco to Panera?
No, he doesn't know.
Okay.
He still poops his pants. He doesn't understand anything. So when that stops happening, then they get the privileges. Up until then, there are no special
Panera.
no Panera for you. So it took Lila to Panera, but here's the thing with Lila: it's never enough. So it had to be. Well, maybe we should just go to Target, and maybe we should go here, and maybe. We should.
Target. She's a girl.
She's good.
Oh wow,
she's good.
I love Target.
And then Rocco did get his treat. We all did. We went to Handles out in McCandless. We bought a grill. We were so excited. We bought a new grill, so we were really pumped, and we decided, because it was getting a little bit late, that we would have ice cream for dinner. And can I tell you that there is nothing better than splitting a banana split? There is nothing better.
And it's good for you because there's bananas in it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Whatever
and strawberries on top. Patty, who's floor directing today, just looked up from her papers, looked at me like, David, no, I don't think so, David.
Frankie was there too, but he took the picture.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I love ice cream.
Ice cream for dinner is the best.
It's not, I would not complain.
Yeah.
All right, so my weekend, I was going to say my weekend started on Friday night, which that's true of everyone's weekend
mostly,
for the most part.
Unless you have to work the weekends, sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So anyhow, I took a picture on our back deck because we went outside and ate dinner outside. And this is the time of year where the sun is setting right at like the corner of the deck.
Yeah.
And so we can see it set over like the North Hills up that direction. And it was just gorgeous. It was a perfect day.
Do you know what people with allergy issues see here? Tree pollen.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And I have it. Like this time of year is that because it used to be at the beginning of April. I would say to Gary, I'm catching that cold again that I get every And then finally I realized you need an allergy pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Friday night for whatever reason I was able to do it. Thursday, or maybe it was Wednesday of last week. It was the day that it was peculiarly warm.
Yeah.
And that day I lasted about 10 minutes and had to go inside.
Because it was so bad.
Yeah,
I know.
it was blowing around.
Awful.
Friday it was better. So today is not only 412 Day, it's also National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Awesome.
So we decided to celebrate on Saturday. And so
Whoa.
I made these grilled cheese sandwiches. And so this has rosemary in it, and Gary likes his with a little bit of honey as well inside. But then we have that other picture because we also had turkey sandwich meat. So really, this is This is a cheese and turkey sandwich on rye bread, but I love grilled
rye.
cheese. It's like mac and cheese. It makes you
It
feel.
just makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. All right,
Oh,
and
that
so,
was so good.
after we ate those, I had to work it off. So Sunday morning, here's
Back
a
in
picture.
tennis! All right, David!
Here's proof that I'm exercising. We went to the.
You were just holding a racket.
Well, but I went to all the trouble going to the tennis bubble and everything. Surely I was exercising, right?
Surely, yes.
I will say we play against Tony and Cindy most times, and you have to play with the masks on right now, and they take your temperature when you come in. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's all these safety precautions, and it's weird playing with a mask on, but you get used to it. And one thing remains the same: Tony and Cindy continue to win.
That makes sense.
We like to think that we give them a
Run for their money.
run for their money.
I'm filling in the blanks here with all of this. I don't know if any of it's accurate.
Actually, I like this. We should tell stories this way. Where like I say a few words and then you just complete it. That would be fun.
Can I just
So
say,
that was the weekend.
I'm so glad you had a nice weekend, but I cannot wait for the day. Ron and I were just talking about this, where you don't have to like give an explanation of like, I was out doing this, but everybody wore a mask and their temperature, like I just can't wait for that day where we could just say, I went and played tennis.
Yeah. And it's coming. I really think it's coming. I think we're getting
almost
closer
there.
to that
Yeah.
time whenever we don't have to worry as much about all this kind
I
of
know.
stuff. But
I know.
It's been quite a time.
Exhausting.
All right, we have a video we want to show you that Heather actually found. Amazing.
She is amazing. So,
And it's not just one video. If you look at her
No.
feed, she has amazing stuff.
So this is Casey Ryger. She currently lives in LA. We're not sure where she's from, but you could see a strong connection to the a lot of her videos, so we think maybe North Carolina.
Yeah.
But she got called out in one of her posts about not using a regulation-size football. So here she goes. She says, bigger football, smaller target.
Watch this.
Lands it in the hoop from across the basketball court.
That is amazing.
All right.
And so she has a bunch of these videos where she does incredible things, hitting these targets or hitting through hoops.
Yeah.
And this one caught the attention of a lot of people, including
The Steelers.
the Steelers weighed in.
Yeah, so if you start looking through her comments, we can show you. I screen grabbed and circled it, but the Steelers commented, throwing dimes. And then there were a couple other comments on there too.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
she is
neat.
getting noticed. She also, because I did a little research on her, and I went to her YouTube page, and she has a fun YouTube video where she's interviewing herself. Like she's on her sister's back porch, and it's her, like her being like the interviewer. She's like, "Oh, you have a lovely place here," and then and then she's on the other side. It's just funny.
It's clever.
Like she has a good sense of humor. So.
Well, she did an interview with Women's Health, and she says, I do not have aspirations of playing in the NFL, but I would love to throw some passes or play a little pickup with the professional football players. And she actually, in the interview, told them that she learned from her two sisters.
Hey,
I
don't know.
think it's
She is
awesome.
incredible. Like, I could try that all day and never accomplish what she did in that video.
No.
I mean, that was pretty far off.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's so cool that the Steelers caught the attention of the Steelers.
Yeah. All right, here's a question for you. Are you afraid of heights?
I don't know. I feel like everything's changed. I feel like I'm so afraid of everything.
It's okay, Heather. Just be your authentic self. Everything's going to be all right.
I don't know. We'll say maybe.
All right, well, there is a guy who, if he's afraid of it, he's covering it up well because he's at it again. So this is a daredevil that has free climbs. So he has no harness, no ropes or anything. So this is in Spain. His name is George King. He's 21 years old. He also climbed the Shard, you know, that big, like pyramid-esque sort of thing in London that's very tall. So this building is 380 feet tall. So to give you an idea, that's about the size of the Alcoa building, the old Alcoa building in downtown Pittsburgh. So that's what he was able to climb. And he said it took him 20 minutes. People were watching. When he got to the top, he was arrested because you get fined for things like this.
Yeah, no, it's not
He
safe.
said it was another dimension of bliss when he was on top. It makes me nervous. Like, I watch it now and I'm like, okay, you know, he made it so I could watch this video, but I would never want to watch it live. I would never want to, you know.
This is, I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's good to have a healthy fear of dying, right? Like you know, it's possible
Yes.
for each and every one of us.
I think, yeah. Well,
But
we
to
can't
do-
lose our sensibilities, but I mean, obviously, this guy's one of those daredevil types that wants to do stuff like that. And it did look like he picked a building that at least it had some sort of like.
Something he could climb.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't climb it if it's just a glass building, you know.
I don't know.
Anyhow,
I don't know
this made
about
us
that.
wonder though about people's fears. Because I would be one floor off the ground and my heart would be palpitating there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's no railing. I remember we went to the Grand Canyon. Gary and I went to the Grand Canyon, and there's no fence around the edge of the Grand Canyon. And Gary was getting way too close to the Grand Canyon,
And people
I thought.
fall.
They probably do. I
Some
mean,
peo-
I could fall right now out of this chair. That's how clumsy I am. So I'm not getting anywhere near. Anyhow, let's talk about fears.
Okay.
So this is from Medicine Net, and number one on the list of people's fears, according to this poll, claustrophobia, fear of confined spaces.
I get that. Yeah. Zoophobia is like an umbrella for animal fears like spiders or bugs. Can I tell you that I was so scared to kill a spider the other morning that I showered with it? It was in the shower downstairs and I couldn't kill it, so I just had to watch it like, God, please don't get any closer to me.
And then did you eventually like hit it with water and wash it down
No,
or
because
something?
I didn't want to kill it. I don't know. Anyways,
I remember
go.
my grandparents would take they would get a fly and somehow try to shoo it out, you know, or there'd be a bug in the
Yeah.
house and they'd put it on like a newspaper and shoo it out because they didn't want to kill them.
That's how I felt. It was like a fear of killing the spider and also just a fear
And the
of
spider itself. All right, well, you're very brave. All right, brontophobia is fear. I've never heard of this before. Like, I would guess that was like fear of brontosauruses
Yeah.
or something, but it's fear of thunder or thunderstorms. And I do know people who get very nervous about that, especially if they had like a childhood incident where lightning struck near or something.
Yeah.
There are people who live with that their whole lives.
Oh, sure. Acrophobia, fear of heights.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
that guy in Spain does not have. And
Right.
aerophobia is fear of flying. And that's true for a lot of people, you know.
I
And
think
once
that's-
again, that's control, isn't it?
Well, I think so too. And I think that one also ties into maybe claustrophobia a little bit because you're stuck,
That's true.
right? There's
more than
multiple
ever.
things happening.
Because there used to be more space on airplanes. Don't get me started. Why don't the windows line up with the seats anymore? You know why? Because they're cramming more seats in there.
Good.
If I
spotted
order a
that.
window seat, I don't want to look at a wall. I want a window there.
And it's so expensive.
Yes.
If I'm paying for it, at least give me the view and a little bit of leg room.
Right. Okay. I'm glad we got
Filed
off
that
our
one under
chest.
complaints.
We feel
There you
better
go.
now.
All right. Oh, I wanted to share this video. Okay,
All
we'll
right,
go to
we
the
have
teas.
something good for tomorrow that we're going to share with you.
Okay.
Right now, we have lots of good stuff coming up on today's show, so we want to get things moving. It is time for a break because we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite neighbor coming up, and that is Mr. Rogers. All the wonderful lessons that he taught so many of us as we were growing up. We're chatting with two guys who grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and now as parents and teachers themselves, they're sharing his advice, but also the science behind it. Turns out there was science in all this, and it really relates to our current times.
Plus, let's go travel. Destinations await for everyone anxious to break out of their four walls and get a change of scenery. Colette Travel shares top getaway spots with us ahead.
And thinking outside of the railing. How a local woman's gardening dilemma planted a seed for a clever invention. We're going to meet her and see how it works coming up as we kick off Home and Garden Show Week on PTL. So be sure to stay with us for that. It's coming up.
Thanks for starting off your week with us this Monday, April 12th, 2021. We are so glad you're here. There's more PTL coming up right after this quick break.